Hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here by myself. I got a notification. I was trying to see what it said real quick. Let's see. Okay, fine, whatever. Okay. So anyway, I am Demetra K, and I am sitting here by myself. This is the Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. Normally, Donovan will be sitting here, but he is still out of town, and he won't be back until next week. But the bad news is, after next week, I'm going to be going on vacation, so we'll still do some shows this week. But the next week, not so much. But I will say, I know I've been telling y'all that we're going to have a special guest come on. And so he said he's coming on Wednesday. And I will tell you, it's going to be quite eye-opening. But I'm ready for him. But nevertheless, of course, you all know that a very, I don't know how unlikely it is, but event happened yesterday. And we'll get into that in just a few. But those of you guys who know that I am in Houston, Texas, also know that I went without electricity along with almost, I guess, about 3 million other customers due to Hurricane Beryl that came through here Sunday night, Monday morning, afternoon-ish, if you will. And so, yeah, it blew out the electricity for a lot of people. So myself and my daughter, we went almost 5 days without electricity. Of course, you guys know it was also very hot last week. In fact, it was, I guess, like record-breaking heat all over the nation. So imagine that, living in a humid climate with no electricity. And some days it got near 100 degrees. So it was cooler outside than it was inside. But they were telling everybody to stay inside, obviously, right? Because there was trees that had fallen, that was still falling, electric poles, telephone poles, I guess, falling and had fell. And what else? There was flooding in a lot of places. You just could not go. On my road that's over here, there was a giant tree that fell on this side of the street. And then across the street that way, a giant tree had fallen. And so you couldn't use that road at all from, my neighborhood. So we had to go the other way. And of course, it was just destruction that way on my street. Neighbors, I think 2 neighbors, one house over from me, a big giant tree had fallen into the other neighbor's driveway. And then, a couple other neighbors' trees had fallen. My whole back fence fell. Couple neighbors' fences have fallen, brick walls. So y'all, I'm just trying to paint a picture for y'all how destructive that hurricane was. And they were saying there's a category 1. Some people are, saying, well, wow, for category 1, it shouldn't have been that strong or have done that much destruction. But if you know anything about how the electrical grid is here in Houston, it sucks. Okay, it sucks. And I guess maybe all over Texas. Center Point is the main one, I guess, the major one. And you guys know when we had the freeze of 2021, the electrical grid failed and it was really cold and people died. People have died throughout this storm, and people are dying due to the heat in this particular storm. And they said that I guess the last customers will not get their electricity on until next Friday. So that's almost 2 weeks that they'll be, without electricity. So that's horrible. It is said that Center Point dropped the ball. And they said that they were in position, they were ready, but they were not at all. So it's just a lot of things that have gone on. But I say this, I'm grateful that I have lights on. But as I said, I'm still, feeling bad for the people who do not, because it's not just people who are healthy, who can maybe endure the heat. It's older people, it's babies, it's people who got ailments and a whole bunch of stuff that are still having to be here in Houston and surrounding areas with no electricity in this heat. So let's keep them in your prayers. So anyway, let's see who came on here before we get started with the main topic at hand, right? All right, so let's see. And then I'm going to get into it. Carleon, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Monica, what's going on with you? Yes. We got electricity. Thank you. We're going to get into that. And Kenyon, how you doing? M, what's going on with you? Barricade, how are you? JB1, hope all is well. Rain, how are you? Tanaya, what is going on? Lawrence, Hope you're doing well. I'm doing fabulous. Chalk Chick, how are you doing? Troy, I hope you're doing well. Avenge the Ancestors, how are you? Nicole, hope you're doing well. Samuel, how you doing? DJ Charisma, Sherry on. Yep, back in the saddle again. Keisha, how you doing? All is well. Lucius, I hope you're doing well as well. Hey, brother Don, long time no see. Let's see. Ronald, what's going on? You said you're still voting for Trump. Okay, we're gonna get into all of that. I'm kind of scared. Judge, how you doing? You got your power back on yesterday? Yay! All right, you said Harlem was hot as well, Rain. Tonight it says, Demetria, that was staged. Oh, here we gonna get into it. Oh, I see y'all talking about it was staged already. Jason, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Yep, Donovan, he's still in Atlanta. I think he's leaving tomorrow. Exotic, what's going on with you? Feet, how are you? More threads, how are you doing? Gary, what's going on? Arneva, Thunder, how are you? I know you survived the hurricane just fine. Oh yeah, I'm doing okay. It was starting to get kind of tedious the last couple of days. I had to go sleep in the car the night before. I slept in the car, so it was just too hot for me. Hot flashes and everything else. Let's see who else. Miss Sweets, what's going on? Marcella, what you cooking today? And Sherry on, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. Red Ninja, how are you? We call BS News Podcast. How you doing? He always says love when I go live. I'm gonna go a little bit longer with y'all today because I think y'all feel like y'all was cheated the last couple of times. But of course, we just try to get out here a little early, to respect everybody's time. And Daryl, how are you doing? Ooh, Sydney, what it do? Long time no see. And JJ, I hope you're doing well. Yep, we're going to get into all of that. Okay, so let's get started for the sake of time. Okay. Whew. As you guys may or may not know, yesterday, Trump was in Butler, Pennsylvania, and he was holding a rally, right? Of course, it's election season, and so that's not unusual. Presidents will be holding rallies. Biden, I guess he's holding rallies as well. And so as Trump was out there, it doesn't sound like and in fact, I was going to watch it and my sister's visiting and she's like, what are we watching? I was like, okay, I can come back to that. I was going to watch it live. And then my sister got a notification said, somebody, took an aim, and we'll just use these terms lightly for, YouTube and Facebook purposes. Somebody took an aim at Trump while he was doing the speech. I was like, what? So then, we turned on the news and we started to, see everything. Of course, I will not play that video for y'all because I will get in trouble if I do that. Some other outlets can do it. I just can't do it. And indeed, someone did take aim at former President Donald Trump. Now, it is said that it was a 20-year-old person who is no longer with us, Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Of course, I won't say of course, but I guess y'all get where I'm going with that. He was a white man, and it is also said that he was a registered Republican, but he also donated to a Biden. I don't know if it was some sort of a super PAC or something, but he did donate to Biden's campaign. But I guess he also made a video saying that he hates the Republicans or he hates Trump or something like that. But it didn't seem like he got along too well with the Republican Party for the video that I saw. Now, many of us who saw the video, and I see some people saying it was staged. Many of us who saw the video, you saw Trump speaking, and then you saw him kind of, like grab his ear, and then he fell to the ground. And then his security detail, they huddled him, if you will, to block any more fire from coming in. But unfortunately, with that, there were some people who were hit and even killed. And those people are, says, 57-year-old David Dutch of New Kingston and 74-year-old James Koppenhaver of Moon Township. So they're in stable condition. But unfortunately, a 50-year-old Corey Comparatori of Sauver, he was the one that was killed. And they said that he was killed protecting his family. When the bullets were whizzing by, he jumped onto his family to shield them from it. Now they're saying that he was sitting, I guess, kind of behind Trump, and that's how he ended up getting hit. Now, of course, they did neutralize Thomas, the gunman, if you will. He was on a building that seemed like it was maybe behind Trump, which is kind of odd, right? Because one of the rally attendees said they saw him, and he was wondering, like, the Secret Service, the I forget what you call them, but the marksman or whatever. They don't see him. So it sounds like he also tried to alert the police, like, hey, like, look, said they didn't seem like they were too concerned. Then, of course, he took a couple of shots. They said actually it was 8 shots that he took, and then they, took him out of there. I too have questions as to how he was able to get up there and without being seen. I've never been to a presidential rally or anywhere close to where a president has been, but I heard that it's very tedious to get in, right? My sister, I think she went to see Kamala, and of course, they search you and all kind of stuff. And I know they, search all the perimeters around the rally or what have you. So it's just kind of odd that he was able to get up there. Now, listen, I'm not one to delve into conspiracy theories. I'll allow y'all to do that, but I want to say this, okay? Let's be respectful, because I know there's a lot of people online that's saying some stuff and they're going to get this is the CIA, FBI. We want to have a conversation with you. We saw what you posted online. So I don't want that to be any of us, okay? So I'm just telling y'all, let's say what we got to say, and let's say it without anybody getting in trouble. But if you notice, and I'm going to get to y'all comments, so if y'all really want me to read what y'all have to say, slow down just a second. Now, on the thumbnail, I put surviving democracy, because and when I heard about this, the first thing that came to mind, and this is where we're going to have to be logical, y'all. Let's not get emotional. First thing I thought about was blue MAGA. Blue MAGA. We know there's a red MAGA. That's the Trump people, the red MAGA, okay, the OG MAGAs. But then there's the blue MAGA, who's the vote blue no matter who, the Trump is the boogeyman. He's this, he's that, he's this, that. And I know they have that on the other side. But the blue MAGA or the Democrats, they're what? We got to protect democracy. Democracy's in danger. Well, per that logic, Trump was in. Listen, I'm not a Trump supporter, so I don't want nobody coming on here with the nonsense. Let's just get that out the way. But Trump was exercising democracy, holding a rally, saying what he wanted to say, right? Because democracy means you have a say-so. So that's why I put surviving democracy. Now, I want to put up a quote from his wife, and she said perfectly what I have been saying ever since that incident took place. And I'm going to put this up here, and you guys have probably seen it. And it says, let me take this down. It says, Melania says, a monster who recognized my husband as inhuman, political machine attempted to wring out Donald's passion, his laughter, his ingenuity, love of music, and inspiration. The core facets of my husband's life, his human side, were buried below the political machine. And I totally 100% agree with her on that, because I think with all of the rhetoric, and listen, I'm not saying Donald Trump has not deserved some of the things that's been said about him, but I think on the left, the blue, the Democrats have made him into a thing, right? Something that is not real. And unfortunately, we see a lot of conversation online about Donald Trump. And I know they say the same thing about Biden. So listen, I'm not saying that they don't. But with that, you're going to have some people who are like, okay, yeah, I got to do something to him. And listen, there's no motive as to why this particular person did what he did yet that I know of. So it could be anything. They might find a manifesto. They might find something. But just the rhetoric that goes forward. Now, I've been online briefly since all of this happened, and I've seen a lot of people talk about, oh, I'm upset that the gunman didn't finish what he was doing, or he had a horrible aim, or he should have, finished the job. And I'm mad. So all of that kind of stuff, right? And so Biden, to his credit, not too long after it happened, he took to the podium and he denounced it. He says, for lack of better words, do not agree with that. This is not how we do it. He says, in fact, I'm going to call Trump, and have a conversation with him, make sure he's okay. Basically that we are on different sides of the aisle. I never wish anything like that on him. Kamala made a statement. Barack made a statement. So, enough people made a statement denouncing that behavior. Trump also made a statement shortly after it happened. And he says he felt something, heard something whiz by and he was hitting his ear, which we all saw it. I know a lot of people saying there's some sort of Hollywood I don't know, prop or something. Um, but sounds like he's gonna be okay, for lack of better word. So that's all I'm gonna say right now, and I'm gonna read you guys' comments, and then we can have a conversation from that point. So let me go all the way back up and see what y'all saying. I'm gonna do my best, y'all. I'm gonna do my best. Okay, where did I leave off? Got you. Left off at JJ. All right. So Artemis, how you doing? Says hello, Demetra. You look great. How you doing? Oh, thank you so much. I am doing well. No complaints. Sherry says I was praying for your praying for your situation, and I'm praying for those involved. Yeah, it's still people kind of going through the trenches with this heat. So let's be prayerful of them. Thunder says everyone is talking about coming to my house next time, and I said no. Get you the same thing I have. They had the nerve to say, but you have it already. I'm like, what the f? Yeah. My sister, she says, I'm going to order you a generator, right? And she was about to order, but she's going to send it to the other address. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I would have gotten that one back, but yeah, so I probably will have a generator for next time. Hopefully there's not a next time. Kiki, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Says, I'm glad you're talking about this. I'm perplexed about this Trump situation, shaking my head. Well, we'll try to make some sense of it. Of course, none of us were there. We're only going by what we saw and what is being reported. There's been a lot of eyewitness testimony that I'm watching live when it was, after it happened. So maybe I can remember some of the things. And Chalk Chicken says, I thought that Trump was going to win the election. Now I'm 99% sure he's going to win. So yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying, that this is, I guess, going to secure the election for him. But I will tell you this. I know of someone who was a staunch Democrat says, yeah, I'm probably going to vote for Trump. And I was like, you? Oh, okay. Easy, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And how did you fare in this hurricane, the second one, I guess it is? And Corey, how you doing? Yes, thank you so much. And Casual 42, how are you doing? Thunder says it's not a hoax. 2 people were taken out. Yeah, that's why I'm like, how are people saying this is staged? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. I just have no clue as to how people are drawing these conclusions. And let's see here. Hey, brother Reggie, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Gerald, what's going on with you? Oh, yes, thank you. And Facts Not Feelings, how you doing? He says, peace and love, family. Did you guys hear Trump will win the election by a landslide after what happened yesterday? I don't know. We won't know until November. That's when we'll know, right? But I've been hearing that as well. Miss Sweets, did I say hello to you? How you doing? Says, I think it was very real. Yeah. Yes, and people, I don't know. It's like, where are you drawing these conclusions from? We call BS. She says, why is there a history of shooters having 3 names all the time? You know what? That's a good point. And they say the same thing about serial killers as well. John Wayne Gacy. That's the only one I can think of at this moment. But Judge says, when you put out negative energy, it will come back to you. I totally agree. But you think about it, we all put out negative energy, right? So you think that if that should be the end result of us putting out negative energy? At the end of the day, as I've been hearing a lot of people say, and one of the guys who was there, he's an OBGYN. As a matter of fact, he was at the rally and he was trying to help save, I think the guy that died, his life. And he says, at the end of the day, he says politics have gotten so angry. Of course, they used to be very competitive and it still is, but it's so angry now. And you think about, like, I'm going to lose my life because of politics? We're supposed to have differing views, but we shouldn't be trying to harm each other, right? Shariani says, I was praying about your situation. Okay. Also, you typed it again. He says, and I continue to pray for all others affected by the storm. Absolutely. And Judge says, the MAGA cult is shook. Yeah, I mean, even if you're not in the MAGA cult, just to know that they said he was inches away from, not being here anymore. Because he just happened to turn his head a little bit and then so I don't know. He got a guardian angel or somebody, and as his daughter said, he believes it was Ivana, the first wife, looking over him. That's what she said. Sharian says, oh my, I didn't know other people were hurt. Oh yeah, it was 2 other people, and then one other person, he died. He was killed, actually. No reparations, no vote. How you doing? Says, what up? Cut the check. Yes, indeed, Artemis. He says, you look trimmer and you have a beautiful glow. You know what? Do I look trimmer? It's probably because I was sweating to death. over the last couple of days. But thank you. Let's see. Let me skip down so I can catch up a little bit. Kiki says, stage or not, if people died, it's sad. Yeah. Rainy says, people saying that it was stage one of Trump. They are disappointed in salary. I don't get that. That's something, I get having discourse with people, but wishing harm on them like that. Because what does that say about you? That you would wish that kind of harm on somebody because you disagree with them. It says a lot about you. And you know what the crazy part? A lot of people took themselves into church today after they was online acting a fool. In fact, there's some lady, I can't remember where she was. I don't know, she was in Florida or somewhere. A lady, she's 61 years old, black lady. She's supposed to be some civil rights activist somewhere. She made a post basically saying, I'm sorry the guy missed. And so now they're calling for her job. Amanda Seals, I think that's her name. She talking about, I think it was staged. I was like, wow, y'all really losing it. Be careful. Thunder says, also, did anyone see the female Secret Service member? She was all up in the mix with no hesitation. Yeah, there was a few of them, a few women Secret Service. So yeah, they huddled over. I was like, man, that's kind of crazy to think that you could lose your life, but that's your job, right? You sign up to potentially lose your life protecting the president. And Kelvin, how you doing? He says, you don't want that knock. Yeah, you don't want that knock. That you want to explain your post? Oh, I was just playing. Oh, no, I didn't mean nothing by it. Oh, you was playing, huh? But do you think we came all the way out here to play with you? Judge, you said you ain't worried about no knocking. Okay, well, hey, listen, boo. Go do that voodoo that you do so well. Yanni, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Miss Sweetie says, blue and red MAGA, what in the blood and Crips is going on in politics? You ain't lying. Your average logical thinker. Did I say hello to you? He says, hey, Dimitri in chat. Glad you are good and back in the cool air. Me too. Let's see. Let me skip down a little bit so I can catch up. Facts, not feelings. Oops, it skipped up already. Let's see. Oh my God, I hate when it does that. 1 second. Bear with me. Let me go back to where I was. It's not my fault. Did I catch up? Nope. Y'all typing. Okay, here we go. Facts Not Feelings says it's called dehumanization propaganda. That's what media have been doing to blacks for hundreds of years. I totally agree. And I think, and again, I'm not a Trump supporter, but I think if we're thinking logically, if you look at it, they have dehumanized Trump. Like he is not a human to the point of, for whatever reason, some kid essentially is 20 years old, scales a roof and, tries to get rid of him. So I guess we'll find out more. I don't know. Judge says, nobody want to hear what Melania, the stripper, has to say. Oh, I see you just going to be on your worst behavior today, huh? Rain says, demo rats. Acting concern is fake. So fake and phony, especially a charlatan and a media gang of rabid dogs. Yeah, and I guess even if they're not sincere, they have to come out and say, hey, y'all tripping. We don't like Trump, but we don't want to see that happen to him, right? In Facts Not Feelings. Okay, I read that one. Let's see. Monica, did I say hello to you? If I didn't, hello. He says, I think the police didn't react to ignore people pointing out that man climbing the building because they don't understand the term. Not all skin folk is kinfolk the way we do. Okay, got you. Yeah, something going on is like if they were trying to tell you that ain't somebody up on there, y'all might want to check it out. And they didn't. It's like, well, what's really going on, LEB, how you doing? He says it was staged. Okay, well, why? If you don't mind me asking, why do you think it was staged? Y'all don't come on here telling me y'all think it was staged and you don't say why. I want to hear you logically explain to the rest of us why you think it was staged. And listen, I'm not saying it's not. I don't know. Avenge the Ancestor just says, when a rooster comes home. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Rain says, I was horrified and felt very bad about what happened to Trump. That makes you human, that you felt bad. You don't have to feel, not saying you do, but shame and like, oh, I feel bad. I mean, you feel bad when anybody, it comes into harm's way, I would think. I don't know. Marcella, he says, Biden have to make a statement of concern. Yeah, of course he does. He's the president, right? Mike, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. FBA 1974, how you doing? Says the Democrats, are just trying to get ahead of the criticism that's coming their way for all the fear mongering. No, they got to own that. The Democrats have to own that, because that's the same thing they said about Trump on J6, right? Remember that day? It's the same thing. They said he ginned up the mob. Well, what do you think Joy Reid and your Roland Martins and your all your Angela Rye's and all the other Democrat shields, your Al Sharptons, what do you think they've been doing? Have they not been ginning up the mob? Fear mongering? See, you have to be responsible for that. That's why I say, especially when you have a platform, you have to be careful of the things that you say, because somebody may be listening and taking everything you're saying to heart and taking notes. Oh, okay, I got to do something about it. So you got to be very careful. All right. And Wilbur, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Cindy says, a person who has seen a lot of gun violence, that's not fake. Yes, he's in the medical field, so he's seen quite a bit. So I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out how we come to the conclusion that it was staged. Nate, how you doing? Says the grid is trash. Talking about in Texas. Yes. All right, let me skip down. I'm sorry, so I could catch up. Douglas, how you doing? Says, I don't trust DNC Democrats counting the ballots. I don't know. There's been some speculation. Rain says, July 13, 2024, Trump won the presidential election 2024. I mean, anything is possible. You know, people might be feeling one way yesterday and then things may change. I don't know. Because people always ask, who do you think is going to win? I said, we'll know on election day or after, you know, because it's really, people say one thing and they go in there and be like, I know I've been saying this, but I'm going to go in here and do something different. So, Exotic, thank you so much. Marcella says, people didn't run. The people started taking pictures. Make it make sense to me. Well, I would say this. I've been in some situations. I've been twice, I think, maybe 3 times. I've been in an area where gunfire took place. Once I was at the Black History Parade. I was the BSU queen for my school, and gunfire rang out. And in that situation, because you kind of like have tunnel vision because you're trying to figure out what's going on. All I know is my high school sweetheart grabbed my arm, and almost like my feet just lifted off the air. And he was running, and he was just dragging me because we didn't know where it was coming from. I also was at a skating rink, and for whatever reason back then, I guess they didn't have metal detectors, and somebody brought a gun in and shot our friend. Shot him in the arm, and it was chaos, right? So what I'm saying is people react differently. Maybe those people were like, was it gunfire? Because some people said they thought maybe it was firecrackers or something like that. So it's kind of hard to say what you would do, what the reaction would do, unless you're there. You know, it's fright, flight, and something else. So people have different reactions, I guess. But I did hear people screaming and stuff. And Douglas says an angel was protecting Trump. That's the word on the street. Ronald, did I say hello to you? If I did not, hello. Sherian says situations happen often when you are unprepared. True. Cindy says they are shook at Bedminster. And what is that, if you don't mind me asking? FBA 1974, he says the Democrats are just trying to get it. Okay, so I got that one. Feet, he says facts. I'm not wasting my life on politics. Yeah, I don't blame you. Sparkling for Jesus, how you doing? Yes, indeed. Avenge the ancestors. Yes, indeed. Judge says, I don't go to church. I'm not a Christian. Okay, me either. Raina says, there's a lot of Biden supporters or Trump haters in the chat. It's your prerogative. I ain't mad. I'm just doubling down on my vote for Trump. Yeah, and you know, you're right to vote for whoever you want. That's what they say, right? Sister Shirley, how you doing? Says people talk about Trump as bad as they do Black people. Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna leave that one alone. Kay Hall, how are you? Says only in the USA 34 felonies and still having rallies. Yeah. It's kind of what happens when you were a sitting president and you're running to be one. You kind of have a special, now per the Supreme Court, you are immune in certain situations. So, yeah. But there's a lot of things people do in the U.S. that he shouldn't be doing. Judge, you said, so Trump is Black now because he got shot. Who said that? Hello, love. How you doing? And Douglas says, hello, Trump is not Hitler. He is not a threat to democracy. Okay. Hey, Clarence, how are you? Pete Ferguson says all the foolishness others say and do about black men and black women, and they never seem to get a knock at the door. If anything, they get a pat on the back. Yeah, but it's just different when it comes to presidents and other people who are up there, if you will, dignitaries. I say that loosely, but it's different. You cannot threaten presidents. You just can't do that. That's the CIA's job and the FBI. They're constantly monitoring to see if somebody is really a serious threat. So they got to make sure that I need to see if you was really playing. And if you was playing, go play in the sandbox. Don't be playing like that online because, let's say they ignore those things and somebody actually does it. They be like, man, they was always talking about it online. I don't know how y'all missed that. So I get it. Yeah. And that's true on a lot of platforms. You can say whatever you want about black people for the most part, and ain't nobody gonna really trip. But yeah, certain things, it's like we know that. We know you can't say certain things about presidents and people like that because you will be getting a conversation that you don't want to have. That's all I'm saying. Honey Brown Sugar, how you doing? Says presidential candidates, news media should stop utilizing fear mongering and scare tactics. These entities are extremely dangerous. Yep, but that's what they do. They gin up the mob. For lack of better words, Babe Rax, how are you doing? Mindful Moments, I hope you're doing well. Since I'm concerned about how this may affect black people moving forward, this is really all I care about the same as it is now. Honestly, Mishka, how you doing? Says Karma is the most patient gangster in the world. Here we are, America. You ain't lying about that, though. Hey, Al, how you doing? Says before he was shot, he said, if you think this was something, watch this. Really? I have to check that out. So I guess that's kind of how they're trying to say it was staged. So let me ask y'all this. Do y'all think he was staged to the point of taking out other people or harming other people? And my thing is, who want to stand up and know somebody's going to do that? But yet you like, I mean, I hate needles, right? So when I go to the doctor and I stick out my arm, I'm literally like this. I have my eyes covered, like for real. And I'm looking the other way. And I'm like, okay, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? So I couldn't imagine knowing somebody was going to get up on a roof and take aim at me and just... Psh. And my thing is, if it was staged, don't y'all think they would have somebody who was experienced like a marksman? It does not sound like he was a marksman. They don't know if he got the, from his father. His father bought it, so they don't know if it was his father's and he took it, or if the father gave it to him. But he don't sound like he was no marksman. So y'all really think that Trump and his team told this 20-year-old kid, hey, what are you doing today? Because we want you to, do this stunt with us. Y'all, oh yeah, sure. Are you guys going to do something to me afterwards? Oh yeah, we're going to, your head off. I mean, I'm just saying, why not get somebody who was experienced, who wouldn't hurt other people? I just have questions. Jay Bubby says, notice rolling online trying to be careful now. While he was dipping his grandma cookies in his milk, he was the main one out there busting blood vessels about his hate for Trump and he this and that, calling black people want to vote for him stupid and Simple Simons and all. So he got to own it too. And he should not be, I got to be careful what I say because I don't want y'all. Yeah, he got to own that. Don't try to play nice now. Yep, Rachel Maddow, Exotic. Yep, her too. She one of the leaders. Let's see here. Who else came on here? Mindful Moments, you say all politicians rile up the base, but we have to be smart enough to not fall for it. All the people doing these things are to blame. Just think about politics, even in the last 20 years. What are they doing the stuff that they're doing now? Saying the things that they're saying now. I don't remember it, JJ says, my coworker said it might have been his former VP. Ooh, Pence trying to see people just come making all kind of stuff up. Blocka, what's going on with you? Says MSNBC got to at least suspend Joy and Rachel Maddow for talking Trump is Hitler. Yeah, mess on their platforms. They got to take some ownership, get a piece of the pie. They got to get a piece of the pie of that one. But let's see if their conversation changes from this point. Facts and Feelings says a black political and celebrity class who has been demonizing Trump and media is really quiet now. When shots are fired and blood is spilled, they are really quiet now because they know what they're doing. They know their platforms. People follow them and listen to any and everything that they say. And they have been a part of it as well. That's why I say we got to be careful of the things that we say. Proper perspective. How you doing? It says that white boy who I'd say this, took aim at Trump, ain't listening to Joy Reid and Roland Martin. I mean, who knows? I know they said that he was that's true. Probably. I know they said that he was in some sort of can't remember gaming room or something like that, where it sounds like they were having conversations like that. From what I understand. But just I said it's not just on the Republican side. It's on it's on both sides that they talk horribly about each other. So it's not surprising that somebody was like, "Huh, I'll do it. I have nothing to lose," you know. And from what they're saying of Thomas, the guy that took aim at him, that he just graduated 2 years ago from high school, said he was very smart. The people who went to school with him said, yeah, we never knew him to be bullied or nothing like that. He kind of kept to himself, but seemed like he was all right. So, and from what my sister was telling me, sounds like his parents are both behavioral something specialists, mental I don't know, something in the mental health field. So Thunder says, oh, looks like they're messing up the feed. Are they? Am I messing up? Sometimes it'll glitch, but if y'all can hear me, that's cool. But sorry about that. Okay, let me skip on down. Buckhorse, how you doing? Says, may God bless the mighty Hebrew Israelites forever and the mighty nation, the mighty Islam. Yes, indeed. And welcome. And how are you doing today? Let's see. Brina, what's going on with you? Who else? Nathan, how are you? Says, thank you, Dimitri, for changing me. I've been listening to you for over a year now. I'm not the same conservative I was a year ago. I don't support your efforts as a Republican. You will get reparations. Okay. Well, I just try to put the information out there, and I try, listen, y'all, I try my best not to be biased, although some people accuse me of that. I had some guy online. I don't want to say he's mad at me, but he's like, you always talk bad about the Democrats. You never say anything about the Republicans. I say, yeah, I do. I always say that we know the Republicans don't mean black people any earthly good, but they never pretended that they did. It's the Democrats that pretend that they are in love with black people, not the Republicans. They're just starting to pay attention to us now because they're seeing a little loophole where black people are disgruntled with the Democrats. So they're like, why not? So I just try to just give y'all the information the best I can. And sometimes I make mistakes. Ghost BX 718, how you doing? Says Trump equals best president ever. Okay. Sydney says, I say this, people don't know how to react. I am trained to run towards victims. Some people will stay still. Some people will try to hide. Yeah. So yeah, to say that they weren't screaming and they weren't running. Some people probably like, what the F is going on? Because you think you go to a presidential rally or, whatever, you would think that's one of the safest places in America to be, right? I would think that because they scan you and all this other stuff. So maybe they were thinking something else, I don't know. Fee said, what's next? Trump's favorite song will be Hit 'Em Up. You crazy. Macman, how you doing? Says, was it fake? I don't know. You tell me. I don't think it was, but apparently there's a lot of people out there who are saying it was staged. It's like again, I'm telling y'all to imagine that you're going to give a rally and you knew at the 10-minute mark, somebody was going to aim at your head. Would you be able to deliver a speech? Or would you constantly be? You wouldn't be able to stand there and deliver a speech. You'd be. So I'm asking y'all, how was that stage? I mean, that's some pretty calmness going on right there to know that's going to happen. And you just keep on talking. I don't buy it. Thunder, you say the crazy part is when he didn't drop out of the race, thought something like this would happen. They tried to dirty him up. It didn't work. And now this happens. I've heard that as well, saying, they tried to put all those charges on him and the Supreme Court is like, I think he's going to be absolved of that. And then some people, and I'm going to call these conspiracies because that's what they are now, are saying, well, this was the next best option. So I don't know. We won't know until we know. And then even then, we probably won't really know. Proper perspective says your enemy is not my enemy. Jay Bubba says, stop it. A lot of y'all baby daddies are convicted felons. Not mine. My baby daddy, he good. Brother Roy, how you doing? Says, greetings from DeSoto, Texas. And how's the weather up there? Y'all didn't get any of this hurricane at all, did you? I might be going to Dallas. Mindful Moment says politicians have to realize their influence and that all people listening to them may not be working with all their faculties. You know what? I would venture to say probably like 90, maybe 85 to 90% of people in politics aren't working with all their faculties. Because if people were working with all their faculties, they would have better discernment. They would be less emotional. They would say, no matter who goes to that White House, whether it's a Republican or a Democrat, they don't care about me. So let me do what I need to do to minimize the effect of all this is going on. If we were within our faculties, but some people just get so emotional. No, the other Democrats. No, the Republicans. And it's like, and that now one of them didn't made your life any better. You got all that emotion for what? So, Tracy, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Rain says, okay, so you're talking to Jay Bubba. Sydney says, has anyone seen a body that has been aimed at by a AR-15? I haven't, and Lord knows I don't want to. No donating to gossip or entertainment for me. How you doing? It says that was not staged. Okay. Brina says, my husband, and I noticed that Trump did put his right straight, his hand. Yeah, I saw that out like a Nazi at one point. No surprise, but he did do it. I saw that, and it's funny because I told my sister, because we were sitting there watching it, I said, somebody's going to say, like how they go, like Heil Hitler. I hope I can say that and not get in trouble. But they put their hand out. I think it was just kind of maybe he was putting his hand out because they were all kind of around him. And you remember he put his hand up and he was saying, fight, 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 or whatever. And so if you look, it looks like the Secret Service kind of was around him. So maybe he couldn't really put his hand down. So I knew somebody was going to draw that correlation or that he was doing that. Let's see. Corey says, what happened was not right. No, it wasn't. No matter how you slice it. Tanaya says, yes. And we're talking about Trump, attention seeker, and very insecure man. You think even to the point of him standing there like the lady does, and I'm sorry if I'm glitching a little bit, when she has an apple on top of her head, and then the marksman, he's going to take aim at her with a bow and arrow or something. You think he's practiced to do that? I'm just asking. Ghost, she says, that issue was real. I've been shot before, and it wasn't fake. And I'm glad that you are okay. And Quita, how you doing? Judge says, I'm waiting on that FEMA check. You know what? FEMA gonna have to cut me a check too, because I lost my items in my refrigerator twice, once in May and once last week. I'm gonna need something. DSB, thank you so much for becoming a member. It says, keep up the amazing work, warrior sister. Well, thank you so much. Love and appreciate you for that. And Mac Minnie says, Black people had zero to do with this ridiculous stuff. Yeah, well, we didn't have anything to do with it. In fact, I saw maybe a few Black people there, and my daughter, because she pays a close attention to detail to just about every doggone thing. She saw a brother behind Trump, and when it all went down, I guess, I don't know if he was with a white woman or whatever, but he was kind of like protecting her. She said, look at that man with his snow bunny. I was like, wow. Sherry Anya says, that was besides a car that protected me from the impact of the crowd. Okay. And let's see. I just want to skip down so I could catch up. Yes, Brina says, a witness says he alerted the cops and Secret Service that someone was crawling on the roof and they didn't respond. Watch the British networks. They don't cut the stuff off. Yeah, I saw it. I was watching it live. I can't remember which network it was, but they were interviewing different people. And he was like, yeah, they weren't paying attention to me. I was telling them that, hey, you might want to check this out. And they didn't seem to care much. So, and Keith, how you doing? He says, hi. Hey, Demetra. This, he says, white on white crime is out of hand. How long do you think he was on the FBI list? Doesn't sound like he was at all. Don't sound like they he, alerted anybody. I don't know. Sounds like he was kind of in back room somewhere, a gaming room or something. I don't know. But yeah, interesting. Cindy says, I'm going with what Ice Cube, he says, I said both sides are gangs. Indeed. Tanaya says, what I'm trying to understand is why are you going so hard for Trump, then saying I'm not going hard for Trump? Make it make sense if you're supporting him on it. Tonight, you're probably one of the longest viewers on this platform. And one thing you know about me is that my heart don't pump no Kool-Aid. If I was a MAGA supporter, oh, trust and believe, I'd be up here. Well, I'm kind of, I won't mess my hair up, so I probably wouldn't wear no MAGA hat. But I have me a MAGA shirt on. I have my whole little green screen, MAGA Trump out and all kind of stuff. I don't never have to lie to kick it to y'all. I'm not one of these people that walk around, kind of sort of on the internet saying what everybody wants to hear. One thing Demetra K is going to be is I'm going to be me. And if any time that I wanted to vote for Trump and I was a Trump supporter, I would tell y'all be probably some of the first people to know. But what I'm up here doing is see tonight, and I think you're upset, maybe sort of kind of, is because I'm not up here with all the rhetoric, and I don't do that. I don't do that. I can disagree with a lot of people, and even with Biden, I always tell people, let's focus on his job. Let's not focus on the cognitive issues that he may be having, because one day we're all going to be old, and God forbid whatever's going on with Trump happens to us. So I never make fun of Trump. Biden. I never make fun of Biden and what may or may not be going on with him, because I always tell y'all my dad is 80. He's an older guy as well, and I would never want anybody to make fun of him. God forbid something like that was going on with him. So I would, trust me. I just hope that I'm clear about that. My heart pumps no Kool-Aid. I'm not afraid to say what I need to say. So anyway, let me skip down a little bit. Okay, my feed is fine. Yeah, sometimes it'll do that because of the signal. But yeah, Sydney, behavioral health specialist. That's what I understand both of his parents are. And it's like, that's that whole theory of I'm going to go out there and save the world, but I'm not going to focus on the people in my household, because clearly their son was unwell to do something like that. I would just say that. Exotic says Republicans won't give reparations. No, they won't. And neither will the Democrats. It says, yep, Dems pretend. And Kiki says, you seem to know about weapons, so I'll ask. A guy on my post said that AR-15s wouldn't have grazed his ear like that. Is that accurate? I'm going to ask somebody in the chat who would know that. Normally, Donovan would know that. I can tell you a pistol from a Saturday night special. So I'll see if somebody will answer. King Shaw, how you doing? Says the Republican Party doesn't pander to us like the Dems. They do not. They're starting to a little bit now, though. President 48th of the United States, how you doing? Says there is no democracy in this crazy, stupid presidential election. It's the secret society and the rich billionaires that call the shots of all who sits in the Oval Office, not the American people at all. You're 100% right. Pop, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Judge says, where Donovan at? He's tricking in the DR again. No, he's not tricking in the DR. He's in Atlanta, but he's going to be traveling back to California tomorrow. So Tuesday, I'm going to try to do it early, because Tuesday evening I will be going somewhere. So we'll see if he wants to do it earlier or something, but at least do our podcast. Average logical thinker says if it was staged, there's a lot of faith to put into a disgruntled, pimple-faced 20-year-old that hates his parents. Absolutely. And your average logical thinker, you're in the military. Can an AR-15 do that kind of damage? If you don't mind me asking, in proper perspective. Says fake or real, Trump is advantaged by the incident. It gives him a bump in the polling. That's what they're saying, but it remains to be seen, right? Mike says, how did it hit his ear and not his head? From what I understand, they said, and it looks like he did turn his head kind of sort of at the last minute. GP, how you doing? Says, just got here, can't stay long because I have another fighting tournament to compete in 2 weeks. I have long and intense training to do for preparation. What's up? All right. Well, we hope you're successful in that. Mallow Factor, how are you doing? Facts Not Feeling says the same kind of mindset that will look at what happened yesterday, live and say it was fake, is the same one who think blacks are faking when they have a pain in the hospital. These people are biased. Yeah, I agree. There is some bias there. I mean, what evidence do you have that it was staged? Are you saying it was staged because somebody else said it was staged? Were you there? Were you there when it was in the planning meeting of the staging? I mean, that's what I'm saying. How do you know? Like, we don't know. And that's why I said, and even when we know, we're probably not going to know because, they don't never tell us everything. We're still trying to figure out who the hell shot JFK. You know what I mean? Now, we know they probably know, but they going to tell us what they want us to know. Just like they told us they sent some people up on the moon when, people have debunked that even happened, right? So we probably will never know. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. How y'all that's saying that it's staged, how do you know? What is your evidence besides saying, are you like some forensic, specialist or something where you could, look at trajectories and all kind of stuff? Like, how do you know it was staged? Don't just come on here talking about it was staged. Give us your best, or no, I won't say that. Just give us your best example. Brina says, I thought it was a shattered glass from a teleprompter. I don't know. I've heard that. I've heard that it was a grave. So, like I said, I guess we'll know when they want us to know. Trump says he was hit. I don't know. The fact that Phyllis says he put a fist up. I did see the fist, but I think when she was saying about that, his arm was kind of up. I don't know. Marcella says Democrats are racist behind your back. Republicans tell you they're racist in your face. So which one would you want? Do you want to know your enemy is doing or not? Yeah, I totally agree. I want to know the racist. But of course, you're crazy. Judge says that was the first time I ever saw Trump shut up. Queen says, when Trump was getting in the SUV, why did he stand on the rail part of the truck? He was above everyone. He was wide open. Why do that? I don't know if it's fake or not. But yeah, I mean, I take a question to that as well. I just feel like his team should have a talk with him like, yo, I know you caught up in a moment, but you're putting your Secret Service life at risk, because what if somebody else was out there? And it said they sound like he was working alone, the guy. But what if he wasn't working alone? And then it was like, okay, he going to the car. There's his head, and they aimed and took out somebody else who was just trying to protect you. So I think that was totally wrong of him to do that. So David Lee, how you doing? Says, hey, Demetri, and I'm glad all is well with you. I'm seriously thinking about not voting as was discussed in the past. I don't think in good conscience vote for either. I'm going to start focusing on local elections. Yes, and I think that's a really important, state and local elections. But a lot of people are saying that they're just not going to do it. They don't like either candidate. And I'm one of those people. I'm not in love with either one of them, just to be honest with you. Feet, he says, I think this is odd that right before re-election campaign back in 2020, he was diagnosed with COVID. He wants re-election again and now gets clapped at. Too weird for me. I mean, I think it's weird as well. I think it's weird. But for those of y'all who saying it's staged, give me something that I can really chew on. But just to say I think it's staged, I don't know. Rain says, I lost my RN job because of Biden's CV-19 vaccine mandate. I've been out of work for almost 3 years. I don't wish for anything but my job and payback. And I think you should get it, especially since the evidence that's come out about that now. I think you should get back pay and everything. I think there should be a class action as well. Story time, how you doing? Says, if it was a brother on the roof, they would have checked. Yep. There wouldn't have been no brother on the roof. D3NZ1MUS, how you doing? Says, finally caught alive. Well, I'm glad you did, Andre. Did I say hello to you? Says, I appreciate the balanced approach. I try my best. And I know there's some people who want me to be on one side or the other. I've never been that way. My mom used to always tell me, my other children got book smarts, but you got the common sense. So I just try to, see things on both sides. You know what I mean? Donovan will tell you, I'm in the gray and he's either black or white. He's like more so it's either it is or it's not. And I'm like, or is it? That's me. Eddie, how you doing? Says, let's not worry about his cognitive decline. Hell no. Okay. Said he's the president. Yeah, Biden is the president, but I still don't think that we should make fun of him because one day it may be us. Cindy, okay, so you're talking to Kiki. Let's see. Mac Minnie says behavioral health. Nah, them be demon possessed. Miss Sweet, yeah, I always say y'all know me by now. I'm not afraid of a lot of stuff. I'm gonna speak my mind. Beverly, how you doing? Thank you, thank you. And Eddie says the Republicans are starting to pander. Yeah, they starting to pander because they're like, okay, let's see if we can get some of those votes. They don't need a lot. What they say, they need about 20-25% for it to really be a game changer. So they're probably just like, okay, now they're waking up. Now the blacks, they're waking up and seeing that the Democrats have just been using them. Black people used by everybody. Let's just keep it real. But again, we have pledged our allegiance to the Democrats. Why? I don't know. But we have done it for a very long time, and we've gotten nothing for it. We've done that partially because the Republicans are like, you know, we ain't paying attention to black people. So I think that's part of why we've been Democrats. But now we're starting to see that Biden and Kamala have done for everybody else but black people. And in fact, they have said, I'm not going to do something just for black people. No, that's Kamala. We want reparations, right? Biden has said, I'm not going to be made to feel responsible for something my ancestor did 300 years ago. So they both said no. But we watched them tell everybody else yes. So that's what the Republicans are trying to seize on. Even though they ain't told us yes yet either, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So Saturday night, see, Pop. Saturday night special is a pistol. There you go. I know nothing. He says it's Sydney is Donovan tricking in Atlanta. I don't know if he's necessarily doing that. Art, how you doing? Walaikum salam to you as well. JB1, he says, yes, it can. And Mindful Moment says, this is going to propel Trump into the White House. I don't know. We'll just see. We have to wait and see because nobody really knows nothing, right? Judge says, never voting for no Republican. They took my job back in 1997. Okay. But guess what? That is your right. Because they say democracy is what you have. So you can vote for whoever you want. Corey, thank you so much for the super sticker love and appreciate you for that. Hey, Will, how you doing? He says, Dimitri, if I may show emotion, come on, show all the emotion you want. Buckhorse, she says, Ramesses, let my people go, obey the Lord thy God now. All right. Mike says, old Trump said he was hit, and we know he never lies. Yeah. I don't know. Was he hit? Was he not hit? It's going to turn into, y'all remember, some of y'all may be too young to remember Dallas, who shot JR. It's going to be like, was he really shot? I don't know. You know, it's going to be a cliffhanger forever. Judge says, I thought it was staged when he threw his fist up. Yeah, I can see that. Corey says this was not staged. Kiki says, oh, I see. I was just wondering if maybe you knew. Yes, I'm in healthcare too. Have had friends who worked in the ER, etc. You all see a lot. I have never wanted to work that close to the action. I don't know how a lot of people do and don't suffer from PTSD or something. I worked with my county medical examiner for 3 years, and that was a lot. Shaking my head, so I can imagine. Yes, Sydney, he works a little bit more closely to things like that. So yeah, he's. I think he's even caught the virus maybe like 3 or 4 times, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll see if he'll answer that. Rain says yes. Mayor Eric said I'll call it the poke, right? Was over on February 11, 2023. It's a lie because I have went to the city hospital's HR department for it. They still want proof of the CV-19 shot. Yep. Don says he was hit in the left side of his head by the ear. Okay. Al says somebody asked, was it Tubi or wait, it skipped up. Hold on. Lord. Where did your comment go? Was it Tubi or WWE Blood? Lord. See, I'll tell you. Mission Vision, how you doing? And Willie says, what's going on other than 45? You tell me. You tell me what's really going on. Sydney says, Kiki, I think everyone in healthcare since Columbia has, Columbine has PTSD. I would imagine so. Quita says, Demetra, have you heard that the lady missing in the Bahamas? Oh, yes, I heard that. Is transgender woman. The mother came out later after someone leaked it. That's strange for mom to withhold that info. So yes, there's a lady, was she from Chicago, if I'm not mistaken? She went to the Bahamas and she came up missing. But there was like advisory, like Americans be careful going over there for whatever reason. So I don't know if she went off on a retreat or something. The details are fuzzy with me, but um, she came up missing. Then it came out. Her mom said yes. So I want to be clear that he was a man and then, trans into a woman. And trust me, I'm speaking above my head. Um, I don't know why the mom would withhold that information, because I think it would probably help them a little bit more, because maybe her daughter, and I'm saying that because that's what she goes by, um, maybe she got into a trick bag with somebody or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? And it could be motive. But I think the mom should have told them that, at least maybe secretly, instead of somebody leaking it, because now they got more to go on, if that makes any sense. But hopefully they find them. Sharion says, these days, so much conspiracy theories are being revealed, and I try not to delve into it. I try not to. They're interesting, but just interesting at best. YOLO, how you doing? Donovan says, I'm sorry I missed the program. I had a lot to say. We know you did. Maybe we can continue it on another day. Judge says, no, they went to Mexicans and females. Rain says, I noticed that the Republicans are trying hard not to move racist in any way. Yeah, Republicans, they a little racist. They are. And I don't think they've really been trying to hide that. I think with the Republicans, they don't think that they are. They think, what? This is just the American way. So I don't think they realize it, but yeah, they're racist. They're all racist. Conscious Ether, how you doing? He says, damn. He says, caught COVID 3 times. I think at least, if I'm not mistaken, for Sydney, at least 3 times. Don says, I saw there on the left, on the left face when he got aimed at. Honey Brown Sugar, he says, no individual with cognitive issues should be president or presidential candidate. Reagan had Alzheimer's while in office. This should be illegal. I agree with you. We need somebody up in there who, could at least listen to the briefings and be like, oh, okay, got you, Will says, say talking to Donovan. Sydney says, I had COVID 3 times. Yep. So I know you had it quite a bit. That's probably not normal. Actually, I know some people who've had it a couple times, but they be out in the streets. So it's like, what you expect? Conscious says, especially if you're doing stuff like that. And Judge says, Black people arguing over which master to vote for is beyond ignorant. I'll give you that. One, who cares how you doing? Pop says, still a hold. See, I was trying not to go there, and somebody gonna go there. Okay. Nevertheless, they're missing. And the mama didn't give them that information, and she should have. Because like I said, they would have given them more to go on. Because I'm thinking something could have happened, and I don't know. But at least they'd had more information. Like, okay, now we got different avenues to investigate, You know what, Don? Okay, stand, y'all. Boy, oh boy. You know what, Pop? Okay. Quita says, facts, if they would have found a man, they would have still been looking for a woman. Yeah, but I'm saying, too, maybe, they met somebody, and maybe they didn't know until they knew. Yeah, like how drama, till they knew. And then, something like that happened. And I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just saying it makes more sense now. If I was an investigator, I'd be like, Ma, you should have told us that, because that way we could have investigated other stuff. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Your logical thing says, wait, the yoga retreat later. Yeah. They're trans. So that kind of came out a couple of days ago. Vicky, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Feet Funkerson says, facts, even the feds. I hate when that happens. It skips up. It says, even the feds. Damn it, I did it again. Even the feds don't take kindly to counterfeits. Dig what I'm saying? Judge says, yeah, only females do. Okay, so you're talking to somebody else. No, Donovan's not here tonight. He's in Atlanta. King, how you doing? Sydney says, I'm in a couple of operating room groups. People shared the pictures of the victims in Butler. Whew. Yeah, I heard. I heard some pretty gruesome things. I won't repeat here. Al says the FBI should investigate why so many of your viewers can't. As far as the spelling of my name, even my grandmothers, both of them, call me Demetrius. They both did. It's if somebody says my name right, like Demetra, I was almost say it's kind of rare, but I'm used to it, if that makes any sense. So most people just call me D. But even my own grandmothers was like, Demetrius. And I dare not correct it, right? My name is Demetra. So Demetrius it is. And, people call me that out trip. Thunder, it says, I'm glad that he's still alive and this should not have happened. And I know it's probably wrong to think like this, but I'm glad it wasn't a black man that made the attempt. No, it ain't wrong. It ain't wrong. Because oh my God. Can you imagine if it was? I'm glad to. I'm with you on that one. I really am glad it wasn't one of us. Yolo says, I want to know why Trump was shouting fight and was this a call to white America? How much think it was a call to the people that was in his audience. It might have been a white America. There was a lot of white people there. But I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know Trump. I don't know what's in his mind, I'm not in his war room or any of that kind of stuff, but it could have been. Could have been to the people that were there. They went to see and stood in the sun for a very long time waiting for him to take the stage, and could have just been to them. I don't know. But I think you raised a good question. Butler says, may God bless the mighty Hebrew Israelites. Yes, indeed. Judge says, never had COVID and never had a test or a shot. I never had it either. And Will says, that is called Secret Service watching out for the guy. Yeah, they didn't do a great job. GP says, I'm going to start my training. Tournament rules state all matches continue until a knockout happens. So I'm going to do 20,000 reps of multiple speed, strength, and agility exercise to ensure I win. I need to be doing it right with you. Maybe I'll do like 5,000 of them, and then I'll sit down. Judge says, I had some girlfriends in prison that was guards. They was looking for husbands, I'm told. Let me reread that. You had some girlfriends. Okay, so the girlfriends were guards in prison. They were looking for husbands. Oh, yeah. I know some women who were guards, and they be talking about, oh, they fine. Oh, you should see them when they wearing their boxers. I'm like, yeah, you finna get caught up. You finna catch a case. I already know it. Will, you ain't got to behave. Be you. Do you. Demetra. Yep, that's right. Demetra. But, I'll answer to most things. Rain says, I'm not caping for a master. Trump in my opinion, is a part of the prophecies. Who is this? Daniel 7:20? Okay. Interesting. And Milascu, I know I'll be jacking your name up. I'm so sorry. But how you doing? So that was a cheap Hollywood stunt. Okay. Y'all keep telling me it was a stunt, but y'all ain't told me why you think it is. Come on now. Let's not be lazy. Tell me why you think it is, other than I heard it from the grapevine. I heard Roland Martin, or I don't know. Tell me why you think it was that. Cindy says, in one aspect, I don't know if the mom was trying to hide it or was she protecting her daughter. The new gender assignment surgeries in Brazil is now fooling the trained eye. I would say now that I know. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that. But it's sad though. Because I'm sure the mom had her reasons. I'm sure she had her reasons for not saying. Maybe she felt like I need to protect my daughter even further. you know. So I'm sure she had her reasons, but she should have told the authorities. That way they could have had more to go on. And your average logical thing, it says, my grandparents all couldn't say my name. Grandpa wrote checks with wrong spelling and all. Same. Same here. Same. But what are you gonna do, right? When your grandparents, older people get it in their mind what your name is, that's your name. Okay. Don't try to change it. Don't try to correct them. They're gonna be like, oh, is it? Okay, Demetrius. Al says, I saw people holding signs. Joe Biden. It says, Joe Biden, you're in blue, fired in red. Oh, yeah. I saw that too. Joe Biden, you're fired. Yeah, they were hiding because, that's Trump's moniker, I guess, if you will, with what's the name of the show he had? I forget. But he'd be like, you're fired. I forget the name of it. Where he worked with different celebrities and stuff. They were trying to get a job or whatever. Buckhorse says they're not going to blame that ish on us. Damn fools. You better believe it. Sydney says, I had COVID 3 times. Patients lie. So we run into emergent trauma. We don't have the time to put on gowns, mask, and eye protection. Yeah, you got it pretty bad a couple of times too, huh? Not just like sniffles or anything. Roy says, I want to give a day or two before I opine. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Like, as soon as it happens, you see people going out there with these conspiracy theories and this, that, and the other. It's like, just wait. And I just told y'all what I've read so far. That's why I said I wasn't there on either side of the planning committee for the staging or any of that. So I really don't know. I don't know, what happened. I just go off of what I read. Like I said, I'm sure we'll find out more as they are still investigating. I don't know. You never know. He says a stunt to push Agenda 2025. Do y'all know what the Heritage Foundation is? We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Do y'all know what it is? If y'all don't mind me asking. Arnie Williams says, I don't think it's staged. Willie D think it was staged because the people didn't stampede. Yeah. I have to use your word. I have to opine for just a second. I was like, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to be quiet. The Apprentice. Yes, The Apprentice. Thank you, Miss Sweets. And Darren, how you doing? Says he fooled the wrong person. Oh, yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. That's kind of where I was going with that. As far as the individual that went missing, that's why I think it should have been important enough for her mom to say, hey, she got a little something going on that she ain't want nobody to know. And that's her business, right? It's her business. But we looking for her. So I think everything needed to be told because I'm with you. I'm thinking that, could have happened. We don't know that it did, but that could have happened. The wrong person, got fooled and, Sydney says I had a 5'4" Brazilian on my operating table. We all thought it was a woman until we saw the chart. Okay, got you. So yeah, and it's their prerogative. If, they want to do that or whatever. But I think her mom should have been forthcoming. Because, and then trust me, I don't know all there is to know about that. So yeah, I won't speculate. Vicky says after everyone started paying attention to and getting upset about Project 2025 rather, he started losing support. They do a lot of misdirection. People are still getting COVID. He's still alive. Yeah. And what he is saying, I don't know how true it is, that he doesn't know anything about it, is not familiar with the Heritage Foundation. So he doesn't agree with, this is his words, not mine, okay? He doesn't agree with a lot of the things that's in Project 2025. And he says, I wish them luck. That's what he said. So, but I'm waiting to see if anybody knows what the Heritage Foundation is. Quita says the Apprentice is the show's name. Yes, The Apprentice, that's the name of it. I didn't watch much of it, a couple of episodes, I think, at best. Your average logical thinker says facts. I never corrected them either. No, you don't do that. Just as it was, if that was black people, they would have been getting the hell out of there. You know, we know how to dip, right? When we hear some, we don't even think twice. We see one black person run, it's like a stampede after that. Ali says, Ava didn't miss Dallas. Oh, you talking about on that? Oh God. Tyler Perry's new movie, Divorce in a Black. Harmony and peace and tranquility. How you doing? Harmony, peace, tranquility. It says 20-year-old who was taken out of here by U.S. Secret Service was a registered Republican according to voter records. Yes, he was. But he also made a video saying that he hated them, and he also donated to the Biden campaign. So make that make sense. And Judge says, we know gunshots when we hear them. Yep. Ragnar, how you doing? Says, no, we are not a different breed. Most of us have given more to this country than Democrats. All right. And we say us. Who is us? Are the Republicans, black people? Who are you talking about? And Buckhorse says, not stage. And Brina says, I used to love watching The Apprentice. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it much, a couple of episodes. I know they use the OJ song For the Love of Money. See, Vicky says the politicians have been playing head games with the people. Now they've lost a lot of credibility and confidence from the American people. Sad. Yeah, they've been playing head games, but we've been wanting them to do that. The Communist Manifesto talks about that. It says politics, race, and a whole lot of other things is just a distraction from capitalism and the effects of capitalism. Politics, along with other stuff, is a smokescreen to keep us from being concerned about the money moving above us, right? Capitalism. When we argue about the small things down here, the money that's changing hands up here, we'll never know because we're too confused. We're thinking, oh, I'm team blue. I'm team red. Or this race is better than that race. And, you know, all the other things a man ain't this and women ain't that. So what has been put in place by the ones that owns the means to production, the 1%, what's been put in place is working perfectly. So yeah, Freddie B, how you doing? Says, I'm glad you're good there in Houston. Yes, me too. And I cannot wait for everyone else to get their electricity back on as well. Mindful Moment says, I read a comment in a video and a person said he was watching a white person talk about it live as it happened. And they said it was a black person that did it. Shaking my head. We're the first thing on their minds. Yeah, no, he was white. Corey says some people are so silly. Yes, indeed. Judge says Willie D just be talking. Listen. I ain't saying nothing. I'm just gonna let y'all go. Joan Z, how you doing? Says Blue MAGA was my first thought to then CIA or Deep State. I mean, like I said, we'll know when we know, and then even then we won't know. We just won't. Bait Racks, he says, no one talking about buying delusional babble anymore. Notes. Yeah, I think a former president getting somebody aiming at him, I think that's going to, trump, no pun intended, right? The conversation for a very long time. It's going to wipe out a lot of stuff because when has that happened last? Was it Reagan? That somebody tried to take aim at a president? So I don't know. It's a pretty big deal. Yeah, but of course we don't do that. And Willie says, my thought had to been a dud. It says women don't typically run with that type of aggression. They said dude, rather. I'm sorry. Women don't typically run with that type of aggression. Hope I'm on subject. No, you're on subject. You're fitting right in. Feet, he said, right things like organ trafficking. Okay. Quita says that's when Trump met Omarosa. Yes, on The Apprentice. Sherry Allen says, I'm team people. There you go. Got to be about the people. Vicky says, you're right, Demetria, about the distractions they dangle in front of us. And we fall for it every time. And they're like, it's working. Let's throw what haven't we distracted Black people with lately? Or, let's make it about gender. Let's get some agents out there and have them talking about Black men ain't this and Black women ain't that. And, all the while they're going lower and lower and lower and lower to the bottom of the totem pole while they're talking about, how they hate each other. And they can go off and be with other races and all kind of stuff. And that'll make sure the black race never does what it's supposed to do. We keep falling for it. Thank you, Miss Sweets. And Darian says black women are silly voters. Clapping for Joe. I'm surprised the shooter was a black woman trying to protect Master Joe. So you meant wasn't a black woman. Yeah, I know some silly ones out there, but that I don't know. But you got to remember too, Darren, that black men voted right behind black women. Now, I know they say that the black woman is the backbone of the Democratic Party and all this other stuff, but the black man was right behind her by a couple of percentage points. So, I know they put that out there, but not y'all, but black men, they helped get Biden and any other Democrat in office just as much as well. Judge says, I never watched The Apprentice because I have never liked Trump. Okay. A lot of people did. Malefactor says Trump all over the internet talking about Project 2025. I'll take your word for it. And great. The Nate says, I said the same thing to my girlfriend who hates Trump to the point it bothers me. You should hate like that, folks. You shouldn't hate folks like that you don't know. Yeah, but people do, right? Because I don't know. To me, it's just weird. Hey, Frank, how you doing? Buckhorse says, the ghetto boys, you sure, homie? I ain't going to say a word. Malefactor says, speaking at their events, Judge says, people hate us for nothing. Yep. Freddie B says, I guess black people will be inviting Trump to the picnic. Now, come on, let's keep it a buck. Y'all know Trump was already at the picnic. Y'all know black people love Trump. Before he ran for president, black people, how about this? Before he started talking that birtherism stuff about Obama and stuff, black people love Trump. He's in how many rap songs? We probably can't even count. Of all the people who wanted to be like Trump, he was the symbol of success with his golden toilets and everything, right? Everybody wants to be like Trump. So he was already at the picnic. Am I lying? William, how you doing? Says MAGA can hold that L. Okay. Al says LaToya Jackson said Trump paid her very well when she was on Celebrity Apprentice. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Black people love Trump up until very recently. Buckhorse says Willie D just talk sure yourself. I got an email. Okay. Judge says maybe it's not a good idea saying you will take over the government. Yeah, so nobody should be saying that. Nobody. Cindy says, sorry, I have to go. Going to a trauma case. It was fun chopping it up. Yes, so I miss you. Don't stay away too long. I know you're very busy and you work a lot. So come back and see us again. Sydney is a triple OG of the show. When I was just on Facebook, Sydney was always one of the first people to be on there. So I really love Sydney. So be safe. Great. The Nate says smart with go. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Rain says, I thought it was a mammy too. You thought it was, y'all crazy. I thought it was why would a black woman be Rambo Boom Quisha? I don't know. Y'all thought it was a sister too? Cornell rather. How you doing? Says, there was a guy trying to alert Secret Service that there was a guy with a gun, and he said that the Secret Service just looked at him, shooter and Secret Service were across different roofs of each other. Yeah, that's what he said. They were not paying him any mind at all. I find that to be really strange. I do. What you apologizing for, Buckhorse? And Rain says, I was one of those black people that loved Trump. I mean, people love Trump. They did. And they said some of them still do, but yeah, Trump is bad. But listen, people love Trump even after he took out that 5-page ad. They still love Trump. But see, when he ran for president, that's when they started bringing up all this stuff. And they told y'all to hate Trump. I'm indifferent. I've never, been a worshiper of celebrities or people in general. So I kind of am indifferent. I know a lot of y'all are too. But you guys were told, you guys in general, were told to hate Trump while loving Biden. Just weird. Miss Sweet says, why are people so angry at Trump, but not the actual politician in our city, county, and state? that actually affects our daily lives. They don't even know who they are. Most people don't. Just focus on the presidential election, but it's your mayor, your city council, your sheriff, your judges, your DA. It's all those folks that have a direct effect on your life. You have a loved one that is being tried on some nonsense. The DA, it's up to them to pick up those cases. And in a lot of cases, they're elected. Do you know their record? Do you know how they, uh, how they feel toward Black people? Do you know any of that? You know, your sheriff, he's elected in a lot of cases. Is he a racist? A lot of people don't even know. So yeah, I agree with you. Tracy says, I never cared for the man and never did. All you see is 50-cent memes of Trump. Yeah, I see a whole bunch of memes. So I said, I personally not going to post about it because I don't want that. We understand you've been posting some things online. I was just playing. I don't want that knock. Al says, on season 4 of The Chi, the mean Black woman Laverne shot Mayor Otis due to Perry. So I guess maybe that jives. I don't know. Judge says, is you sick, boss? Malcolm knew his people so well. Why the hell we so sympathetic to our enemies, and you wonder why you're on the bottom? Nah, I totally agree with you. Farrakhan talks about it all the time. He says, we always so forgiving of our enemies, and they ain't even asking for the forgiveness. I forgive you. I know you came up in this church and you took out 9 members, but we forgive you. In fact, we don't even want you to have the death penalty. Judges say, I guess I'm not Black. Why? Why are you not Black? Quita says, Kanye been invited Trump to the barbecue. And even before Kanye was even known to be Kanye, he was at the barbecues in the 80s. Black people love Trump. Al Sharpton was one of them. He was his best friend. They was booed up a couple of times in pictures. Al Sharpton took money from him when he had a nonprofit. I don't know if he still has it. It was to helping youth. He took donations from Trump. I did a video about it. But now he on MSNBC because he getting checks from the other massa. Trump is bad. Oh, I don't know how anybody could stand Trump, how they could vote for Trump. It was like, well, did you have that attitude when you was Watusi them checks to the bank? I'm sure you love Trump. So I don't know. Well, he says, Dimitri, your expertise. Oh, well, thank you. Mindful Moments says, I think Trump's a character for entertainment, nothing else. I totally agree with you. We forget that Trump is and was a salesman. Salesmen who are good knows how to appeal to people's emotions. And if you're paying attention, you've heard Trump say, because Trump was a lifelong Democrat up until he ran for president. He says, I can switch parties. I can become a Republican and win. Said that. And it happened because he understands how to appeal to people's emotions. If you know how to do that, even if you ain't in sales, you will go a long way. That's like children, for example, with their parents. Oh, mommy, oh, daddy, I just love you so much. Could you buy me a new Barbie doll? I'll be good. Oh, I love you. You're my favorite. Oh, I just love you, mommy. And then mommy, she's feeling, oh, my baby, I'm going to go get her a Barbie doll. In fact, I'm going to get her 2. And then the baby is like, got her. Same thing with women. Hey, honey, when I look good in this dress, I will look good just for you. We could go out, to dinner. I wear it just for you. And can I get this dress? Knowing he ain't got but $3 in the bank. And he like, I'm going to make sure she get that damn dress. It's the appeal to emotions. So yeah, Trump is a character. He's playing a role. Tracy says, so you're talking to Judge. Pop says, F Trump pansy, see you on your worst behavior again. Rain says, what the Democrats eat don't make me crap. Studio, how you doing? Since they told y'all to hate Trump and you did. Yep. Carlton, how you doing? Says I never loved Trump. I don't know. I don't now, but I am voting for him. You know what? Like I said earlier, I know somebody who was a big time. I'm voting blue no matter who. I don't care. It's about Democrats. It's Biden, Biden, Biden. And yesterday they said, if I'm lying, I'm flying. Okay. And I ain't got no wings. I'm too heavy to fly. They said I might get me a MAGA hat. I swear. Judge says Kanye was right about some of y'all. Who is y'all you talking about, sir? Buckhorse says the hell with that dude, Miss K. He's a troll. I ain't tripping. Linda, how you doing? Says our memories are so selective when it comes to Trump. Yeah, it is. And listen, I'm not, like I said, I've never been a fan of Trump. I'm not really a fan because fan is a derivative of fanatic, right? I'm not really a fan of anybody. Well, there's maybe one or two people, but not to that degree, right? But yeah, yeah. Tracy says never care for Biden either. I know his history of how he feels about us. Yeah. Neither one of us really care for Black people like that. They care about their pockets. Rain says they love the 1994 crime bill too. Judge says, luckily I don't listen to those ignorant rappers. But some people did. Back in the day, people did. It's nothing wrong with listening to rappers, but do you have enough information in your head to say, okay, they just rapping? Or are you one of those ones that listen to it and say, yeah, I'm gonna do it too? For example, are you one of those people that will watch Superman, watch him leap off of a building and he's flying in the air, but of course he's on some wires or some strings and he's got a green screen behind him and he's flying through the air? Are you one of those people saying, I want to do it too? You're going to go up to the highest building and jump off? So you can watch Superman and know, all right, that Superman playing because they got all the bells and whistles in Hollywood. So I know if I go and do it, I'm not going to survive. Some people don't have that other side of the information to combat some of the silly things we may listen to. William says Trump is an opportunistic character. Problem is he'll embrace racism if it works for him. Yeah, he said it. I'll run as a Republican and win. And he knew exactly what to say. Make America great again. And he was feeding red meat to white people. And it worked. Because they felt like finally, not all white people, but people who were listening to all that, they felt like somebody's finally listening to us. Oh my God, a savior is here and he's going to lead us to the promise. That's how he sold that to them. And so it worked. Tracy said, to be honest, in my city, we don't know who's running until maybe 2 months before election, if that. Yeah, because sometimes in those races, you can jump in kind of late. Rick, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Long time no see. Judge, he says Black men will always put white women over Black. Kanye not the first. Oh, and he ain't going to be the last, unfortunately. Miss Sweet says Kanye West ran for president but couldn't run on his own, run his household. Please stop it. Yeah, Kanye is an interesting character. But I like Kanye. I like Kanye. And I have to preface this because a lot of times when you say you like somebody, then people will say, how could you? Because I can't think of one person on this earth that I could say, I like everything about them. Everything about them. There's there's nothing wrong with them. They're perfect. Somebody's flawed in some way. There's a lot of things my mama did I didn't like. I'm just keeping it real. I'm sure there's a lot of things I did she didn't like. That don't mean that, we throw the whole person away, right? I don't know. Al, he says, Arsenio said after he won Celebrity Apprentice, he thanked Trump for the open door because he was able to come back and do his talk show. He surely did. And from what I understand, Trump told him, I'm going to make sure that you are on prime time television again with your show. And he did that. Now, it wasn't as successful as his original one, but Trump did tell him, I'm going to see to it that you're on TV again. So he was. Tracy says, Demetra, why do you keep saying black people love Trump? We all don't think alike. Well, I never like to deal in absolute, so I'm not saying all black people, but I'm saying I guess I should do a better job of explaining that. A lot of black people who don't like him now, they liked him before. And in my example, Al Sharpton is a good example of that. I mean, he's been photographed in photos with him probably more than a lot of people. Now, all of a sudden, he's his toughest critic. So it's like, what changed? What changed? I'm just asking. So yeah, it's not all black people, but it was quite a few. Rainey says, I don't listen to ignorant rappers, athletes, actors when it comes to my vote. Yeah, I mean, who are they to tell us what to do? You tell me what to do if you're sending me some checks. Studio. He says, when I went to New York for the first time and was scared to go to New York subway, the thing I saw that impressed me the most were the properties that had the Trump name on them. For me, those were a dream. Yeah, he was all about the gold, right? But of course, it says for the love of mankind. Arneva says, hell, he not only was at the barbecue, he might have even been invited to the Players Ball. You know what I'm saying? Tito, how you doing? Says, and he knows how to lie. Listen, I was in sales. I have quite a good background in sales. I did life insurance, and they said life insurance agents were likened to that of used cars salesmen. That's all I'm gonna say. Because if anybody has bought it, we've all bought a used car once or twice, right? And we're lied to. Salespeople, they know how to lie and or fudge the truth, So, what you say, right? Tanza, how you doing? Says, hi, Demetra, how are you? Happy things going back to somewhat normal due to the weather from Hurricane Beryl. How's it, Beryl? Yeah, for me, but there's a lot of people who still do not have electricity. My gardener, I love him to death. He came over today, and I asked him, I said, your electricity's on? He says, nope. He says, but come on, Miss D, I'm good. He said, I got generators. He said, my deep freezer's good. We got air conditioners. He says, I'm good. I'm just waiting it out. I said, I know that's right. I said, you need to give a survival class or something. So, yeah. But, yeah, let's keep them in prayer because it's hot. Rain says, yes, he did in the 1960s. Sanchez, how you doing? Says, manipulation, not appeal to emotion. It's kind of the same. Because at the end of the day, in sales, what is the objective for the salesperson? The objective for the salesperson is to take home commission, to take home money. So when you appealing to somebody's emotions, it shouldn't be a bad experience, but oftentimes it is, and it's to manipulate that person into buying the car. Now, I also want to take the word manipulation. Manipulation on the strength of it is bad, right? But not always, because you walk into the car dealership, I might be able to sell you a car if I say it's got 4 tires, it's got some gears and a steering wheel. And yeah, it's got AC. Really? But if you come in there and say, oh, I can see you in this car. I got the perfect car for you. Yeah, what's your favorite color? Oh, my favorite color is red. Oh, follow me. Here's a nice red Corvette. Get in the car. Now put your hands on the steering wheel. Now just imagine driving down the street. Oh yeah, drop the top. Imagine the wind blowing through your hair. Nowadays, it's probably going to be a wig, okay? But work with me here. It's blowing through your hair. Can you imagine that? Your neighbors are seeing you, and especially if it's a dude, right? Man, this is a chick magnet. That's appealing to emotions. Now, ordinarily, Bob probably would have just been all right with a Pinto. But the salesman got in his head with the chicks and the hair going through his toupee and all of that. He's like, I want it. I want this car. And he got a whole wife at home. Let's see. Miss Weisha says, Biden said you're not black if you don't vote for him. Why are people so mad? So mad. Just as if you listen to a dumbass rapper, you have the brain of a rock. I listen to the music. Some rappers say some good stuff. Some of them don't. But do you have the intellectual wherewithal to say, nah, I know damn well you ain't doing all of that. But I like the music. I like the beat. Or do you have the smart, like when you're watching TV, do you believe everything that you watching? It's fiction. So I don't know. Let's see. Where's Tito said, is that Donovan Ware? Donovan Ware. Diane, how you doing? Says Trump was good up until the time he became a Republican with these celebrities. Yeah, but he said he was gonna do it. Remember, he said he was gonna do it. And he did. Donovan said Trump is headed back to the White House. People are saying that. I don't know. We'll find out on election night. Honey Brown Sugar says Biden or Trump will not rectify Black American citizens' issues. Change initiates with our over $1 trillion buying power. Buy Black owned and shop only for necessities unite. I totally agree with you. You're absolutely right. Vinny Vin, how you doing? Says, oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. He says, first of all, I want to say to people, forget it's not for Black people. And second, do you have any thoughts about people saying that this was all staged and fake? I do. I've been asking people to tell me why you think that. Why do you think it was fake? And I haven't seen anybody say, well, because A, B, C, D, and I think this, that, the other. And then I haven't seen anybody say that. I just keep saying, I think it was staged. And I'm like, well, tell me why. And I don't know, maybe I missed it. I don't know. It could be my fault, but I'm just asking. So I don't think it was staged. Then they faked the moon landing too, from what I understand. So it could be, but from what I saw, I don't know how it could be. As I said, how could a person knowing that somebody was gonna, shoot at them and stand there and just keep talking? Like, I think it would have been a little bit more obvious. And maybe if I had to go back and look at his body language, maybe I could pick up on something. I just think it'd be kind of hard for him to sit up there like any minute now, he gonna aim for my head. I don't know. Carlton, you say, I at least liked Trump, not love Biden. I never liked him at all. And I was born in Delaware. So that's where Biden is from. Rain says, what happened yesterday? No MAGA hats for me either. I'm not even going to mention who I'm voting for in public. Yep, I think that's smart because people be tripping, All right, let me skip down because I see I got behind. Tonzo says, Trump is a businessman, negotiator. He has no businesses for trying to be, he has no business trying to be in politics. Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Well, politics have turned into a business, right? Will says, we made America great already, MAGA. Mindful Moment says, I agree, Demetra. He empowered a lot of them, selling them a dream. Yeah, that's what he did. That's what they do. I mean, that's how they got to get people on board, even with the Democrats. Vote blue, no matter who. Now they talking about, I don't care if it's a corpse, I'm voting for it. It's like, you see what I'm saying? That's the brainwashing. That tells you, do not think for yourself. We know that people are questioning that Joe Biden has something going on, but ignore that. Ignore your lying eyes, people. Ignore common sense. Just go along with the talking points. Even if he's a corpse, we're going to vote for it. How nonsensical is that? But the appeal to emotions. Throw caution into the wind. Just vote for him. We don't care. That's like that lady. I know. I'm going to find it one day. It was a Black lady. She was standing up there with a whole bunch of white people. This is when they were trying to get people to get the. And she's standing up there talking about, I don't care what's in the infusion. I'm going to stick my arm out. I'm going to take the infusion. I don't want to know about the ingredients. Lady, are you serious? And they were just... It's crazy. All right, let's see. Let me skip down. I feel me getting a little loopy here. Poppy says, Ye's wife looked like Kim with no booty. I can see why you would say that. He says she will never drown, though, because she... Just as Trump says one thing to whites and another to black people, he's a liar, period. I'm not saying he ain't. Trump do be lying. But you know what he didn't lie about? Okay, follow me here. Now listen. Yesterday we seen all them people jump on him. His hat flew off, and even his shoes. He came up out of his shoes, right? Because he kept saying, "Get my shoes, get my shoes, get my shoes." But what he did not lie about was that toupee. He ain't got no toupee on, because his hair, you can see it was thin. But if it was a toupee, maybe it fell off. I don't know. Was it still in the hat? I don't know. But you can tell he didn't have no toupee on, so I don't know. Let me stop for somebody to get mad. Jerron, how you doing? He says, what change was the money? Yep. Black America, where have you been? I was about to put out a APB out on you. Maybe I thought, you got lost somewhere in Vegas. Or you melted. I heard it was very hot out there. Says, what we talking about today? You know what we talking about today. Pop says, I can sell water to a damn fish. Now, that's a good salesman right there. Willie says, he's talking about Black America. Yes, he's been missing. Judge says, they like Trump because the media tells them they like Trump. I mean, yeah. But are you smart enough to watch what the media puts out and say, let me go look for myself? Most people won't even do that anymore. That's why I said I'm going to make this shirt or something that says the society of they. Because you hear people say, well, they said, I heard them. Who is they? I don't know. But I heard them say it, though. The society of they. Who are they? So you got to ask those questions. Who's this they we talking about? He should have a survival class. My gardener. Black Americans has been traveling for weeks. Well, I hope you've been out there, seeing a lot of great things. Miss Sweet, she says, speak on the Demetri the same way Jay Morrison lied and played on black people's emotions, child. Now we really understanding why doves cry. What did he get, like $11, $12 million out of people? And then he went bankrupt, talking about oops. Oops. That's all I'm going to say about that, because I see that going on a lot on the internet. A lot. Rain says, I thought we were going to get through this chat without Black America. Black America ain't been in here 5 seconds. So far, he on his best behavior. Quita says, did you say your gardener, you have a pool? No, I ain't got no pool now. My, I can say lawn care specialist. I don't want to say he just mowed the grass, right? Because he does so much more. He edges and, the bushes. And he needs so much. He's a lawn care technician and the finest that I've ever had. And I don't know what I would do without him. I kid you not. He is just awesome. Amazing. No, I don't have no pool, though. If I did, I probably would never get in it. Will says, dudes be tripping. Ladies, be careful who you endorse. That's a word right there. Judge says, think about it, people. Why they telling us who to vote for? Yeah, see, now we thinking. Black America says, love, I know you missed me. I did. I was tossing and turning. I was like, where's Black America? I was really tossing and turning because I was hot. No, but for real, I was like, where is Black America? I haven't seen him in a while. Maybe he finally quit me. Maybe he was like, I can't stand her no more. So here you are. And I'm rather glad to see you here. For real. Rain says, don't encourage him. No, he's doing all right, but I ain't got down to the bottom. So Judge says, whatever white media says, I'm gonna do the opposite. There you go. I see Poppy putting a link up in here. I don't know what it is because I can't see it. Ricky says, I missed the socially conscious rap Public Enemy and KRS-One. This new stuff is crap. Yeah, but KRS-One seemed like you've been on something funny lately. And Chuck D too. You know, it's like, come on, guys. Come on. You got to stay the course, you know. Fight the power. So, I don't know. Just as Demetria, obviously some people can't separate fact from fantasy, right? They cannot suspend their disbelief, right? Or question it at least, right? They just think it's real. Mark, how you doing? Says, keep your eye on the Most High. You better believe it. Will says, people are so used to being lied to with help from media suggestions. Yeah. So you got social media now, and you got some people who are like, okay, I know what you've been told, but this is, you know, kind of what's going on. And you know who was ahead of their time? Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory was ahead of his time. Because if you listen to some of the stuff he says now, it's like, yeah, he was right. But if you listen to it before, like social media became a thing and all that, people are like, oh, he's crazy. Oh, he tripping. They wouldn't do that. And now they doing that. And now we're seeing that they have done that. They, right? So Dick Gregory was one of those people who was like, y'all can say I'm crazy if you want, but I know what I'm talking about. So Studio says the 99 cent stores closed, went bankrupt under Biden's leadership. Do y'all know how much that hurts Black people? Yeah, especially since they put those in predominantly Black neighborhoods. Black America says, I think it was staged to get more sympathy and empathy for Trump from Blacks. I heard Black people say he has street cred now that he's been aimed at. Yeah, I've heard that as well. So I don't know. I just want to know why you guys think it was staged, though. Quita says, Demetria, you know good and well, ain't nobody gonna tell you why they think that everyone is being careful. Okay, a hint, just a little bit. And Ricky says, I'll check. Okay, he's talking to Mike. Okay, let's see. Judge says, ain't no difference between one old master and the other one. Yep. Marcella says, I remember that, Demetria. Let's see here. Yeah, Pop is on one talking about Kanye West's wife's booty. Tanza says, America has never been great for Black people. Kamala Harris even validated that when she says, I'm not just going to do something for Black people. Yeah, she was dead serious. She looked that lady dead in her eye and said, I'm not going to do something just for Black people now. Only thing was missing from that was the F. Will says, I hear what you yelling, Demetria. Remember, dude threw a shoe at Bush Jr. Yeah, he did. They said over where he was, that was like considered the ultimate disrespect to take your shoe off your stinking foot and throw it at somebody. Bush was like, Buckhorse says, let's give them something to talk about. We always do, don't we? Let's see. Let me skip down. Quita says, about to call CPS on his ass. Oh, you talking about Black America? You gonna call CPS on him? Will says, right. Who is they? Remind me of the film They Live. Roddy Piper and Keith David. Yes, that's an old flick right there. They Live. Black America says summer vacation travel to every national park and zoo on the side of the Mississippi. That had to have been fun. Obviously, you drove, right? Did you drive? Take a road trip? That sounds like a lot of fun, actually. Judge says, Demetria, I'm a critical thinker. I don't believe nothing I hear and little of what I see. Yeah. I can see that. But critically thinking is just really asking, how do I know? Why would you say that? Or why is this that way? You know? It's like somebody serving you a plate of slime or something. And you say, well, they wouldn't have given it to me if it wasn't good for me. So I'm just going to eat it. Now, most people that get something on their plate they don't like, they're going to be like, what's this? Why do you want me to eat this? Oh, it's healthy for me? Why is it healthy for me? Like, give me the details before I put it in my mouth, you know? So yeah, you got to be a critical thinker. Ricky says, I believe in a deep state where everything visible is a lie, scripted and manipulated. How can Trump still get shot when people were saying, hey, there's a guy on the roof? So how can people Trump still? Yeah, I mean, from what they're saying that they were ignored as well. So I don't know. They got a lot of explaining to do because how did he get there? That's what I'm more concerned with. How did he get there? The president is supposed to be the safest person in the world, right? He's got his own airplane in case doomsday happens, bunkers and all kind of stuff. And you get him out in the public square and somebody's able to climb on top of a roof with, their stuff, get in position and take a shot. See, that's where I have questions. How was that possible? Did somebody make it possible? Was somebody on the inside playing? See, those to me are better questions than it was staged. Those are better questions. Did somebody have it out for him? Let's see. Quita says, how can you just leave me standing? Yeah, when doves cry. Well, now we're starting to understand why they do. Rain says, I thought he was in jail for not. You thought Black America was in jail for non-payment of child support. I won't laugh. I'm not going to laugh. I'm not going to laugh. I'm trying not to laugh. Okay. Judge said, why are you always hot? I'm 53. Okay. I'm going through the change. And I've gone through the change. Now it's changing me. Okay. You have night sweats, hot flashes. Even when the air is on, it's like, God dang, it's hot up in here. And it's like, okay, I'm going through a hot flash. So that's why. Mike says, Papa Doc was on point. Quita said, laugh at my soft. We missed the lashing Black America. Judge said, I don't shop at dollar stores. Will says, imagine if everyone gave Demetri $5 for the broadcast. We will be supporting our people. You know what? I love it. Y'all can, if you want to, it'd be greatly appreciated. There's information at the bottom for those of y'all who do donate. I love and appreciate you dearly. Every little bit helps. Those of y'all who like, subscribe, and all that, that helps as well. Studio said, dollar store always full of Black people, and now they have to pay more. Yep. Hey, Steven, how you doing? Tell your wife to say hello. It says, wow, Demetri, you looking much happier with that power and air on, man. You ain't lying. I'm telling you. I'm not a complainer, but when the first day it wasn't bad because it was, raining and it was storming and stuff, and it wasn't as hot. Like, all right, okay, they gonna get the electricity on sometime today. I know it's gonna happen because I was seeing different people talking to different people. Yeah, my lights came back on. I'm like, okay, great, I'm next. The next day is like, today for sure. They ain't gonna do us like that. Today for sure, electricity gonna come on. Now I had some water. Now that been a total game changer. If I didn't have no water, I had water, like running water. Okay. Didn't come back on. It was hot as hell. So we went to sleep and it was hot. So we took cold showers and I still had some ice because my refrigerator wasn't working, but there was still some ice in there. So I, put some ice in some baggies and I slept with an ice pack on my neck. I was like, okay, to cool me off. And it worked that night. Okay, great. The next night, I didn't work as much. Then the night after that, I was like, F this. Okay. I woke my daughter up. I said, yeah, we got to go get in the car. I said, I can't do it because, mind you, I'm having hot flashes, night sweats, and I was tossing and turning. So we went in the car and we fell asleep for about 4 hours or so. And then it was like, okay, well, let's go back in the house. It should be cooler by 2 degrees, probably not so bad. And I was able to sleep. But yeah, it was draining mentally because it's like, what was going on here? Because normally when your power go out, they'll give you a timeline. Okay, your power is going to be back on at 3 o'clock or 6 o'clock. They weren't saying none of that. There was no timelines, nothing. So my daughter and I was going out of the house. It was Thursday evening. We're like, I swear, both of us had our hands down, like walking toward the door. Then the light and the fan came on. We're like, yeah. We felt like we won the lottery. So yeah, it was very taxing. It got a heat rash and stuff. It was just hot. So, whew. Butler says nobody sever me-ish. What? Yeah, Judge, you don't miss your power until it's gone. You ain't lying. Oh, it skipped up. Okay, hold on a second. Let me get back to where I was. Okay, let's see here. Pop says who was cockeyed? Mike says how exactly? Okay, so y'all talking to each other. Judge says I give y'all hot flashes too. Oh, you do? Is that you? Will says nobody sever me ish. What do I have no idea? No idea. Tito says Black America is running from what? And Jerron, he says a lot of our people don't know how VP Harris first came to the public life, nor her California legislative history in California. I will say Harris is a true politician. I'm a Californian. I know. And I will always say Kamala is more like a conservative than she's a Democrat. I think she operates more like a conservative. I could be wrong, but I just kind of, how she does stuff. She reminds me of a Republican. Rick says, get on the roof unnoticed by trained bodyguards. He says, a freaking nerd with no military training. Yeah, right. Something's going on. I will say that. That I do have questions. How was that possible? Something ain't right. They gonna find somebody, just like with the January 16th. They said there were some senators and people opening doors. That way, go that way. So, I don't know. Guess we'll find out. Pop says, Dimitri, my mother got a patch for that, or a patch for the hot flashes. Does it work? Brenda says, yes, Lord, me too, having a hot flash now. Yeah, they just come whenever and just like, psh, it's like an oven from the inside out. Tonda says, Demetria, welcome to the women going through the changes. Laugh out loud. I was 52, now 57. Are you still getting hot flashes? They said it can last like for 10 to 12 years. And I'm just like, why? Pop says, ask your doctor for that hot flash patch. Thank me later. I will. But what's in it? That's what I see. I'll be wanting to know. Is it like some chemicals? Because I don't want nothing going into my body that I don't already need. Oh, Judge, you keep sweat? Okay. Thank you, Rick, for the donation. Love it. Appreciate you for that. Diane, he says at 57, welcome to my world. I've actually been going through this since I was 48. Long enough. Judge says, damn, all the ladies hot in here. We hot all the time. Hot to trot. Will says, at that, welcome to the 50s. Yeah, the 50s. Hopefully the 60s ain't like that. Yeah, Judge, we need a firefighter. What you talking about? Hey, Brother Jonell, how you doing? Thank you so much for reaching out to me. That meant a lot to me to make sure that I was okay. I love and appreciate you for that. And I hope you're doing well this fine Sunday afternoon. Pop says, my crazy white neighbor is trying to sell his Paul Wall grill for some beer. Quita says, I'm glad you guys have power. Me too. But, they say this is hurricane season, to November? So it's like, that was enough, okay? It was scary going through that. It's like, what the? Trees blowing and stuff. It's scary, to say the least. I'm just used to earthquakes, give me a good old tremor, little 4.0 at the strongest, and I'm gonna be scared for a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna get a couple of aftershocks, and then we're gonna go about our life, right? Ain't no lights gonna go out unless it's a major one, it's the big one. Then we just go about our life. But this mess here, what I understand, there's still places that are flooded in Houston or surrounding areas. So I don't like that. Phil says, Will, you say 57, welcome. I can show you things you've never known. What you say now here? Queen, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. Rain says he's running from child support payments in jail. Knock it off. Knock it off. Oh. Babe, you say still over here violating people with those lips. You gonna report me, okay? Valerie says Biden has been undermining the black Americans for years, and Kamala fitted good for his continuing mistreatment of black Americans. Yeah, it's very possible that she might be president. It's very possible. I don't know. That's what they are saying. Mindful Moment says, I think it's a hormone replacement patch. I think. Okay. I'll ask my doctor. We have really good conversations. I'm not one of those people that just go in and say, oh, okay, you stick my arm out. Just let you. I'm like, why you need me to stick my arm out? He's like, well, because A, B, C, and D. Was there any other way we could do this? We have really good conversations. We spend like a half an hour together because, like, no, I don't just come up in here saying take 2 of these and call me in the morning. I need to know why I need to take those. So I'm gonna ask him. He gonna be like, yes. Thank you once again, Rick. Diane, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. Judge says, I got a. Let me see what you said because it skipped up and it was probably. It says, I got a patch for them hot flashes. Take your word for it. Kiki says, yes, we're always bracing ourselves in Florida during hurricane season. It's no joke. Yeah, my sister lives in Florida and she says, yeah, it's kind of the way it is. But I think Florida, y'all a little bit better equipped to handle outages, right? You're not going to have people out for almost 2 weeks waiting for the electricity to come back on. It is bananas. It's crazy. Will you say, yeah, I saw that, slept in the car during that storm. Phew. Yeah, it was hot. I didn't know what else to do. I could have got a room, but I was like, I'm sure there's people who need those rooms, I'm young, I'm healthy. Kind of. And I didn't want to be one of those people, I'm in a hotel room. Plus, I heard they was charging like $600-$700 in some of these places. Some of them not so much, but I was like, well, maybe somebody older needs it, somebody with kids or somebody with disabilities. So I don't want to, be up in there. It's kind of like using a disabled stall in the bathroom, right? Which sometimes I do because it's bigger, right? When you probably should be using the smaller one because somebody might need that. So I don't know. Tanzi says, I started late 40s, premenopause. The flashes are not as bad like some women say they experience. Yeah, some women be like, man, they just be beads of sweat, just be rolling. And I ain't that bad, but it feels like it sometimes. And Sherry, you say, in Black America, okay, yeah, I'm gonna let y'all have that conversation. Brother Jonell says, glad you're good, Queen. We truly survive in America, dodging all adversities and nonsense. Blessed are those whom all give peace of mind in the midst of chaos. All praises due to Allah. Yes, and Brother Jonell gave me good advice. He says, like the book of Eli, he says, have a backpack ready in case you need to and get to stepping. And I was like, you know what? That's a great idea. So I'm going to work on some backpacks, because you might not be able to stay in the house. You might need to, get on the good foot, but at least you'll have a survival backpack that you could take with you. So I love that idea. And thank you for giving that idea to me. Right. Okay, y'all. Let you and Black America have that conversation because you didn't said he was on the run from child support. Oh, God. Will says, I'm in Georgia, real close to Florida. Yes, Y'all have some natural disasters as well, but not like here, right in Florida. Just as I was at a Red Cross shelter entertaining the ladies for relief. Why you didn't tell me? I would have came down there. Rain says, me and Black America go way back on this channel. Yes, y'all do. That's why I say I ain't gonna get in the middle of that. It's like sibling rivalry is what it is. Rena says, y'all got me rolling this chat. I'm trying to hold it together. That running from child support got me weak. Y'all just don't know how weak I am, but I'm gonna hold it together. Queen says it's a pill black cohosh. Yeah, I've heard of that. Tito says 600-700 a night. That's what I was hearing. That a lot of people were price gouging. It's like people already going through it. You want to charge them $5,000 for a bottle of water? What's wrong with you? But they had a hotline where you can report those people for doing such a thing. Oh my God, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. See, y'all just be having me up here talking. I didn't even know I was talking as long. Willie says, I know, I heard you, Demetra. Judge says, why they don't like Black America? They like Black America. Black America, he be on here tripping sometimes, but hopefully when he was going on his nature run across the country, going to all these zoos and stuff, hopefully he's found some clarity, some balance in his life to where he don't just be on here saying any and everything. We'll test that theory the next time I open up the link. Thompson says, nah, I wasn't that bad either. Yeah, people sweating, wigs be sliding off their head and stuff. I ain't that bad yet. And I hope I never get that bad because I'm a sweater naturally. Like if I'm running or walking, I could be walking and running with somebody and they just got kind of glistening and I'm like, sweat everywhere. So yes, Miss Sweet says, yes, a backpack. That is a great idea. Judge says it wasn't no rooms to rent. That too. Where was you gonna go? So the car was a next best option. And my daughter has a hybrid, right? So we could plug stuff up in there. We was charging all of our stuff. We could have even cooked in there or have a hot little plate or whatever we want to do that. So I would advise, if the next car you purchase, make sure it's a hybrid that has, the stuff, the plugs, like the house plugs and stuff up in there. It's a functional car in case you have to do that. And she has a hatchback, so we laid the back seat down and took our pillow and blanket in there and was, and then we saw some headlights coming because I live in a cul-de-sac. We're like, what the hell is over here this time of night? She's like, who was that? So we kind of scared, like, oh shit. But it was just somebody for whatever reason driving through there. I don't know. But we had the doors locked nevertheless. Yeah, but of course, Eli, he said the book of Moses. Is that what you're saying? Or Quita says mine was bad. It's better now. I'm glad to hear that. And you say, Judge, yes, y'all sweat under pressure, don't we all? Will says Texas in the Gulf. That's why the hurricanes type storm. Yep. The Gulf Coast. And I kind of learned that not too long ago. I was like, is that where we are? Okay. Hey, William, did I say hello to you? I think I did, but if not, I'll say hello again. He says, keep a power tool in that backpack. You know what I'm saying? And not no screwdriver either. But that is an awesome idea. And a good pair of walking shoes, right? You might have to hide out in the bushes or something. All right, so let's see. I'm about to wrap it up because I didn't know I was talking so long. And Tito says, Black America, I ain't getting in that conversation. Nope. Black America's being on his best behavior right now. Sharion says, that's how my cousin is also deep. Okay. And Judge says, I ain't touching no Black America conversation. Quita says, we had a hailstorm in Chicago. 1 year, big golf ball sizes, man. Them people raised the glass price up so bad. It's a shame how people do in time of trouble. Yeah, and that's where the government needs to regulate that kind of stuff because it's like, nah, that's messed up. Obviously, if my windshield or my house windows broke, I need new windows. You're going to get the money. Why you got to raise the price? I think those people should go to jail. It's criminal. Judge says, I love Demetra. He says, WG E-N, what does that mean? But I love you too, nevertheless. Rain, he says, like Demetrius said, he be on this channel tripping and trying to trigger a sister. He be in Black America. Jerron says Biden said he picked Harris as the first Black female president, but didn't think she was qualified to be president. That's showing his dislike for Blacks. Well, I saw him. He talking about that solo press conference he did. He didn't say she wasn't qualified. He says, "Well, I wouldn't have picked her if I didn't think she wasn't." But he says, "Look, guys, I'm not leaving." So there's that. Oh, you do, Judge? Okay. Miss Wee says we've been enjoying this discussion, and I'm glad I've been enjoying it too. Will says, yes, he is Black America. Much respect, bruh. Quita says, invest in a small solar panel. I brought one from Temu. Yeah, I saw one on Temu. Yeah, I'm getting it together. I know Thunder been saying, get yourselves together for a long time, and here we are. So we're going to start listening to Thunder. Our beloved family member here in the chat. I haven't seen him on here in the last couple of minutes, but yeah, he been on us like you said, his people want to come over, and he's like, are you crazy? You ain't, he is Kevin Bacon in Leave the World Behind. You knew this day was coming. You know. And now you asking me for my stuff? I don't think so. So we better get our stuff together. But anyway, Soto, did I say hello to you? If not, hello. It says Joe Biden not leaving is good for Black people. He'll keep losing votes. You sure about that? Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here because I've been on here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I do love and appreciate every last one of y'all, and I'm glad that you called us as well, Tanza. I think I'll be here Tuesday. Donovan, I think, is leaving to back home tomorrow. So maybe we'll try to do something earlier for you guys. I don't know if it'll be a podcast or it'll be live, but Tuesday night, I'm going to see Chris Brown, believe it or not. So that's why I won't be here Tuesday night, but I will be here Wednesday. I got a hell of a guest for you guys. Do not miss Wednesday. I promise you, you guys are going to be like, wow. And I'm going to need you guys to bring your thinking caps because the stuff he's going to say is going to be like, and I got something in my arsenal as well. So anyway, yeah, Chris Brown. Yep. So anyway, good night. And I will see you guys on Tuesday, most definitely Wednesday. Love and appreciate you guys. You guys be safe and stay cool. Peace. Hey, Brother Samuel. And thank you as well. I'm glad to see you. And thank you as well for checking up on me and making sure that I was good. That meant a lot to me. All of y'all who show concern for my daughter and I, and everybody else, that really meant a lot. I don't want to say like, oh, I didn't know what I was going to do. I wasn't there yet. Now, the next day I might have been there. But it was hard, because what was hard is not knowing when we were going to get electricity. That was the hard part. Like, even if I knew it was going to be next Friday, I'm like, okay, bet, let me get my Spirit credit card, get me a flight, and I can be up out of here. Okay, I could have, flown somewhere else until then, but I just didn't know, right? So it's not like I could have left. I could have, and then I'm in the damn air and electricity come on, right? So just not knowing was the hard part, right? So anyway, that's over. Let's hope that it's over for good because we're in hurricane season. But anyway, I do love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your night. Peace.